Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to talk about food. Yes, food. So there's this little tiny storefront downstairs of my home in Madrid. It changed hand a few times during the year. It was first an ice cream store, then it was selling chicken wings, and now it is a arepas restaurant. Arepas is a certain kind of Colombian traditional food with maize bread and with fillings inside. It's very hot and juicy. It was delicious. Once I went there and tried it, and I loved it. So one day I opened my fridge and there wasn't nothing left, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna go downstairs and grab some arepas. I rushed into the store. I see the same team, the same faces, the same storefront, and there was something different. There wasn't arepas anymore. It was paellas. And I was like, why are they selling paella and not arepas? I was quite disappointed, and I decided not to go back anymore. Don't worry, after food, I'm gonna talk about art, I promise. Yesterday, I came to a restaurant, again, food. Yesterday, I came across a young artist who is doing internship in an art gallery. She just finished her Bachelor in Fine Art, and she's going to study Master in Communications, but she would love to become an artist. Her boyfriend, who is an architecture major, is also experimenting with art. They showed me their Instagram and I had a look at, there was some cool stuff. I have to say, they have a really good base, but certainly it was not enough and they were not ready to pursue a full-time art career. And they remind me many young emerging artists or artists wannabes. They were very passionate and they experiment a lot with different mediums and different style. And if you look at their works, they were all over the place. And one day it was stencil, and then the second day it's paste up. And you won't believe those works actually came from the hand of the same artist. Just to show you a good example, I want to show you the Instagram of this artist, Rexisky. I don't know him personally, but I think it makes an excellent example. At the beginning, he's animating the works of other artists, from animals to coffee, from abstract to portraits. He had quite some success on Instagram. The engagement is high, but his visual identity is not recognizable. His works are lost among millions of images on Instagram. After seeing his work, you won't really remember it by a tagline. Later on, you can see slowly a style being formed. Of course, you can like it or hate it, but you can't ignore it by saying there isn't a style. What is your art style? There's a really good exercise. Try to describe your style in as few words as possible. For example, in the case of Rexisky, I would say his style is vibrant, glitch, motion graphic. Wait, is motion graphic one word or two words? I'm not sure, but you get what I mean, so we're good. Let's look at the works of well-known artist Li Wei. I would say he's the flying Chinese artist. And the artist Liu Bolin, an established performance artist. He would be the invisible Chinese artist. If you paint portraits like this, then I would say you're the monochrome portrait artist. Of course, that would be oversimplifying their works, but you get my idea. I'm just trying to do an exercise of highlighting the essential thing about their style. Now, try to use 3 words to describe your artistic style or your business idea. If you're not sure how to start, just do something else. Think about a restaurant that you really liked, that you liked spending time with your friends, and describe this restaurant in 3 words. Call up your friend and say, why don't we go to that blah 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 restaurant tonight? And if your friend goes like, yeah, let's go there, then you know that this restaurant has a really clear positioning in the market. Customers are well informed, but they're like first generation smartphones. They have really limited memories. So in order to keep some essential messages, they need to get rid of some junk. So if you're not very clear in their mind, they will just delete you. I challenge you. Tell me 7 brands for sports shoes in 10 seconds. Let's go. 10, 9. Okay, I'll go first. Vans, Converse, Nike, Adidas, Skechers, Asics, ASUS, New Balance. Okay. I can only remember that many, maybe 7, max. Like I can't remember more than 7 brands in the same category. And the brands you do remember, they have really, really clear positioning. Either they are really comfortable or they're really fashionable, they are for gym or for running, for skateboarding. You see, they are really clear in where they are going. And certainly your art can go a lot deeper than a sports shoes or monochrome portraits. You can convey a very meaningful message behind these seemingly catchy, fashionable images. But if your style is indescribable, then your brand simply will be lost among hundreds of thousands of other artists and artworks online. Let's go back to the Arepas restaurant. Just by choosing a style and niche is not enough. Once you find your style, you need to stick to it and consistently deliver what is promised. When I was told this is Arepas restaurant, I expect arepas when I walk inside. Of course, they can experiment with other types of food on the side, but they can't just change 180 degrees in less than 2 months. They will lose customers like this, and if you do the same, you will start to lose engagement. I bet they didn't do a business plan or a thorough market research, just like many local businesses and many artists. If you are starting your art career, I recommend you to start a certain kind of plan. How will you consistently deliver your art to your collectors? Like a business delivers their products or services to their customers. Many fine art professionals told me, you can't compare art with business. You can't, ask the artists to think like business persons. Being a creative professional will not exempt you from this very competitive market. In the movie industry, if you are writing a very amazing screenplay, you still will have to convince the producers or the directors to shoot it. Like Steven Spielberg used to say, if a person can tell me an idea in 25 words or less, it's going to make a pretty good movie. This can also apply to your art and your personal brand as an artist. If you would love to experiment using different styles, just use a different name. This way you won't confuse your collectors and damage your primary brand. Alternatively, just show your progress over a period of time so people can see that you are progressing and developing your art instead of space jumping here and there. We can see through the artwork of Li Wei. He wasn't always the flying artist. At the beginning, he didn't have any money and he couldn't hire this professional team to bring him up in the sky. So he did a crashing series, throwing himself onto the ground, into a hole, into a car. And this series worked. So he started to sell and collect money and invest in this new series, hiring a professional team and equipment so he can fly in the sky. Looking back at his work, there are different stages and you can see his art really evolved. Okay, I'm getting really hungry right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below. How would you describe your artwork in 3 words? And hope to see you in the next video.